Warning. The content of this show is the sole opinion of Dave's and guest, if any, and is not intended to ruffle your feathers. It is encouraged, however, that you leave a comment with a list of your own so that you may share your input on the topic. Any comment containing sour grapes will be deleted.
Hey, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to ACCA DACCA Friday. Today, I want to try something different. Usually on ACCA DACCA Friday, I teach a song by ACDC. Today, I want to talk about my 10 favorite albums by ACDC. ACDC is a band I always loved. There is the classic argument of which ACDC do you prefer, the Bon Scott era or the Brian Johnson era. I find it difficult to answer straight out because there are certain albums I like by each, as you'll see. Anyways, let's start off this list. My 10th favorite album came out in 1990. The album is Razor's Edge by ACDC. And I like this album better than Blow Up Your Video. I think it's a better album. And in my opinion, it was the last great ACDC album for a while. Number 9 on my list is an album called Fly on the Wall. This album came out in '85 in June, right after my junior year of high school, so this was a real pivotal time for me. I love the record mainly because of when it was released, but overall it's not a great album, but just has a lot of nostalgia for me. The tracks Shake Your Foundation, Sink the Pink, and Danger are the highlights on this record. And other than that, the songs are good. Number 8 on my list, even though it's 8 and Fly on the Wall is 9, they're worlds apart. 8 is a fantastic album called High Voltage. This is early ACDC. Bon Scott singing great. The band sounds great. It's an excellent record. It's a Long Way to the Top, TNT, High Voltage, Can I Sit Next to You, Girl? Just great. Number 7 for me is Let There Be Rock. An absolute classic album. Again, Bon Scott tearing it up. Songs like Let There Be Rock, Whole Lotta Rosie, Bad Boy Boogie, Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be. Awesome. Number 6 for me is For Those About to Rock. Even though on my show I talked this album down a little bit, it is a fantastic album. The opening track, COD, Evil Walks, Inject the Venom. It's a great, great album, and it has a lot of nostalgia for me. I love it. It's my number 6. My number 5 album was released the same year as For Those About to Rock, even though everywhere else it was released earlier. The album is Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Ain't No Fun Waiting Round to Be a Millionaire, fantastic. Dirty Deeds, fantastic. In fact, the whole album I love. Great record. Number 4 was really hard to do because I had to really weigh out 3 and 4 because they're so close in how much I like them. And eventually, the one that became number 3 edged out. So number 4 for me is Flick of the Switch. And I love this album. I think this album is an important ACDC album with Brian Johnson. I think every song on it is fantastic. And it's just great. My number 3 may surprise you, though, because it's Highway to Hell with Bon Scott. A lot of people have this album as their number 1. For me, I love the record. I could do without Get It Hot, but still fantastic. Great. My second favorite album by ACDC is an album called Powerage. I believe this is the best of the Bon Scott albums. There's something special and magical about this record that I love. I can listen to this album anytime, any day, and it puts me in a good mood. I love Gone Shootin'. I love Down Payment Blues. I love Sin City. It's just a great record. Before I tell you my number one, which it's obvious as hell, I just want to say, because it's a live album, I didn't put it in the list, but If You Want Blood, You've Got It is one of the greatest live records I've ever heard. ACDC with Bon Scott at their best. It's just a fantastic album, and it's a must-own record. Okay, my number one, Back in Black. There's no arguing about it. Every song's fantastic. The production, the songs, the presentation, amazing. Really nostalgic for me. I was in 6th grade when this came out, and I listened to it. I've listened to it over the years. I never get sick of it. A great album. It's a great band. Please tell me what your top 10 AC/DC studio albums are. Put it in the comments. And as always, very good.